And now we are here, Coffee with Chief. And boy, do I have a warrior for you to meet tonight. So I've been watching him and I've been watching his videos. He makes some great videos. Recently moved to the Pacific Northwest. Everybody, welcome Guro Ferd. Hello, Guro.
Hi guys,
All
Chief.
right, there he is.
Got my
we were
coffee
just,
ready.
yeah, we were just talking that Yeti's the way to go, man. Yeah. Oh man. Well, Guro, first of all, I want to say thank you for again taking the time, coming on the show, talking with us, and I can't wait to find out some information about you, and I'm sure some of the audience here are waiting to find out who you are, what you do, where you're from, and your background. So, without ado, Guro Ferd, who are you, and where are you from, and what do you do?
Hey guys, so Chief, thanks for inviting me
Oh, you're
on your
welcome.
show. Um, what do you call it? Yeah, so obviously most people who know about me, they know me from Pekiti-Tirsia, right? Because I am a practitioner and I'm an instructor. But I'm actually an animator in the game industry. This is
Oh,
that's what I
wow.
do during the day.
Oh,
And this
wow.
is what I do to keep sane.
Did you see my last episode? And I was talking to Guru Lori from Texas. She's creating a comic slash animation movie that she's
Okay.
doing. So oh yeah, I'll tell her all about you, man. She's gonna be cool, man. Maybe you
Yeah,
guys
I
could
think
like touch base and stuff.
yeah, very few people are aware of what I do.
Uh-huh.
During as a day job. Yeah,
That sounds cool. I did not know that, man. Now you that's really cool because I'm a comic freak.
yeah, yeah. I grew up in comics too, actually.
Yeah.
You know,
Uh-huh.
um, but yeah. So aside from my work, my normal work, yeah, I I've been training in Pekiti-Tirsia like yourself. I started out in 2008, late 2008.
Yep. Yep.
Proper, because I was training in other systems prior to that had Pekiti-Tirsia, like the Inosanto system.
Yep.
And yeah, I used to live in Chicago, actually, Lakeview.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Yeah.
yeah, and I got my first real introduction to Pekiti-Tirsia from, I'm sure you know him, Maha Guru Nate Defensor.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I had a few sessions with him. We had coffee, we had dinner when Grant Tuhon was here for a seminar.
Yeah.
Guru Nate actually reached out to me and said, "Yeah, I know, Grant Tuhon," and I said, "You should come out to dinner with us." And it was Tuhon Philip, uh, Jelena that was here as well. So
Yeah.
we all went to dinner, and yeah, Guru Nate, man, real nice
He's
guy. And
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
every year he does the Katipunan.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah.
So the past couple years, I've been teaching at his gathering, and one of his senior students, I think you know him, Christopher Dino.
Dino, yeah. Yeah,
Yes,
through Facebook. I
yeah.
haven't met him
So
yet.
yeah, no, he's one of his senior students out here, and we met, and he's actually works with me for doing the stick fighting Olympiads when we do that. So man, see, everybody's connected, man. But no, Guru Nate's a really nice guy, man. I
Yeah,
like the guy. Yeah.
he's kind of a breath of fresh air for me at the time because the only other exposure I had to FMA was Kalis-Ilustrisimo
Oh, nice.
way back, way back. I was like barely out of high school,
Uh-huh.
um, and that was in New Jersey, the Bakbakan International.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
Grandmaster Ray Galang. It's a bit more, it's a bit more serious school. It's a school, right? So,
Yeah, yeah.
but fast forward many years later, and I meet Guru Nate in Chicago, and I take some of his classes, and he was, he had like kind of a quirky sense of humor. He joked around during class, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. I don't feel so, I don't feel so intimidated because I'm trying to do some, some twirling drills, and like,
yeah.
very flexible or coordinated. But he would like, he'll say, oh, yeah, you do this, and then he'll crack a joke and kind of, giggle, and then we all laugh. So yeah, I really liked him. But yeah, he kind of mentioned Pekiti-Tirsia kind of like in passing, not really like, okay, we're gonna do some drills from Pekiti-Tirsia, just kind of like, we'll be doing something and then be like, oh, that's that's Pekiti-Tirsia's like from the Seguidas. I'm like, okay. At the time, I didn't know, didn't care. I just wanted to learn it. But that term came up again when I started training in Inosanto, the Inosanto system. I took like briefly trained in Jeet, and of course, right, the Inosanto Kali was like the FMA component.
Yep.
So that's when I started hearing Pekiti-Tirsia more, and
Nice.
I started looking into like, hey, yeah, there's something about it that I really like. Of course, it's modified, right? In their system, it's modified so that it flows with the other styles that are part of their blend system, right? But yeah, I started seeking out a proper Pekiti-Tirsia instructor. This was 2008, and I found my teacher Mike. He's no longer active, but he was training under Grand Tuhon and Tuhon Mike Franciati. So he was very old school, like as old school as you can get, So,
yeah.
So I got a heart, like I got a really like kind of a harsh dose of reality, the difference in training here versus the Inosanto affiliated school that I was training with prior. So yeah, I got into it. I really liked it. I don't know, maybe I'm a sucker for punishment, but it was, it was just, there's a lot of conditioning and, the conditioning was pretty harsh. I mean, I always tell people I barely learned like any real techniques in my first month, because it was all, the traditional footwork and just angle ones and twos. And didn't show me nothing else really, other than, he wanted to see if I can stick it out. But after that, he started, teaching me more. So I just kind of stuck with it, and that's how I started. I started meeting, like Tuhon Ramel, Grand Tuhon Tim Waid, obviously, Tuhon Phil. The next couple of years after. So, and I'm still doing it.
Oh yeah, man. I watch a lot of your videos, man. I think you make some, and I think you're the only one that films those videos, and you edit them yourself, right?
Yeah, because I'm trying to learn how to do video editing. Very basic though. I can't do any of the fancy effects or anything. It's just okay, cut it here.
Yeah.
That other one.
But you know what? Your videos are great, man. I get stuck watching all your videos all the time, and I rewind it over and over again, watching. I actually tried to mimic your 64 attacks. You have a few of those videos on YouTube, and I was watching it over and over. I was trying to do exactly how you did it, and you're pretty smooth, man. I mean, I've seen some smooth people, but you're pretty smooth, man. You did it with a ginunting, and it was pretty precise as far as your cuts and stuff.
Oh, thanks. I try. One of the requirements in Tim's program is to be able to perform everything with a live ginunting. So
yeah,
you kind of you teach the blade too, and I know you're also a firearms instructor, right? So at some point you gotta start learning how to shoot live rounds.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But not
Hi.
until, right? Not until your student knows how to properly and safely handle the firearm, right?
Yeah, yeah, for
Um,
sure. Yeah.
so it's that's kind of Tim's approach to, it's like, okay, at this point you really should be, training with a live blade more.
Now,
Um,
Tuhon Tim is one of my must meet type people. He's a legend in my eyes. And how did you guys meet? How did you eventually connect?
um, so funny story. uh, when
Okay.
I so the first time I met Tim, I was kind of losing my interest in FMA altogether. Including Pekiti-Tirsia. It's a lot of
Uh-huh.
stuff going on in my life
Sure.
at the time, work and
Yep.
trying to balance work and home life and then doing martial arts. My teacher, Mike, was, so they had him prior to the time I met him, but he'd been pushing too. Oh, you got to meet Tim Waid, Tim Waid this, Tim Waid that, and I was like, who the f is Tim Waid?
Yeah, yeah, right.
And because I didn't know anything, about him, and he started sending me his early video clips,
Uh-huh.
um, and I was like, okay, I mean, guy could move, okay, he's obviously a Marine, right, and all that,
Uh-huh.
but I was kind of, it's like I'm looking all that stuff, and I'm kind of like, well, it's like I've kind of seen that same stuff already.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm very jaded at that point,
Sure,
so
sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah.
but I was like, I didn't really have the heart yet to tell my teacher that I'm about to quit, quit his group. But
Uh-huh.
after so much prodding and pushing, I was like, okay, fine, I'll just to support him because he spent money to bring Tim to the Bay.
Sure.
I decided to attend the second day of the seminar, and I said, okay, fine, I'll meet him. I'll take the workshop, um, and I was like really surprised because at no point did, like, Tim didn't try to sell me on the system.
Hmm.
Like, he didn't try to, oh, if you do this technique, you're gonna dominate, so whatever. Like, he
Yeah.
didn't talk in that manner. He just, he was kind of very mathematical about his approach. It's like, you need to move like this because the angle of the strike will traverse like that, and you
Uh-huh.
need to be in this position by the time you execute this other thing. So in my head, I'm like, oh wow, like I've never seen FMA presented like this before. Like,
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
actually seeing what those angles mean now. Like,
Yep.
I'm finally understanding why we're stepping in triangle patterns.
Hmm.
And that these patterns are adjustable, and they move with you.
Yeah. 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 No.
And
Yeah.
they change direction, all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
But they were never right. They were never really clarified from previous training with other instructors. So he kind of put things in perspective for me. So that rekindled my interest to continue training in PTK. And don't get me wrong. I like all the other instructors as well. People don't realize I started in Tri V. We were training under Tuhon Mel, and
Uh-huh.
we were, most of the material I think was coming from Tuhon Mel and GT. Because GT was pushing Tri V heavily at the time, right?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
just thought Tri V was Pekiti-Tirsia.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know there were 6-4 attacks. I didn't know there was Docet Methods. I didn't know there was Capsula Metallica. I didn't know these things existed right there.
Yeah.
So, um, but yeah, we, like everybody, right? You tend to gravitate towards the instructor that
Sure.
resonate with you the most. Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Um, you know, uh, it was very difficult to bring Grant Tuhon to the Bay.
Hmm.
Ramel too, so, because they live
Uh-huh.
in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Tim, yeah, meanwhile, Tim was in Dallas. So, and he was always traveling. He's always, sometimes when we get him, he's like at another location, and it was just a simple matter of changing his flight and redirecting it to the Bay.
Yeah.
Instead of going back home. And, so he was more accessible to us. So we ended up kind of just training with him more because he was easier to get with. And he was always straight up with us. He didn't try to bullshit us. Like I said, he didn't try to sell us on PTK. It's like, well, if you train this properly, these things are gonna start to manifest, right? But if you don't train, I can spend all day showing you whatever technique and whatever drill, but if you don't train properly, none of this is gonna come out. You know? And he also made it clear, and if you're out of shape, guess what? All that explosive bridging stuff, you're not gonna be able to do that. So there's a very kind of a reality check whenever he teaches us that we appreciate it.
No, I like how he teaches, and I say this because I have a military background, and I love the fact that Tim is a Marine, and the way he presents his information is very structured, just like military, very strategic, very, very precise. I actually, to be honest, I have quite a bit of films on Tim that I acquired from my travels. I have a lot of films of him and GT, of him teaching back in the Philippines, all the training sessions that they had in the Philippines. I have a lot of those films of Tim, and I constantly watch him, and of course there's tons of video of him on YouTube.
Sure.
So actually, when I started training Pekiti, he was one of the first Tuhons that I actually followed on YouTube to kind of learn a little bit more about Pekiti and so forth. So I like the way he teaches, man, and I actually have all his DVDs. And I learned quite a bit. In Pekiti, there's so much, as you know, and there's different phases of Pekiti, as Grand Tuhon through the years. So I kind of wanted to see the different phases or styles or whatever you call, Pekiti. I wanted to, learn Tri-V. I wanted to learn the Dose, and then there's the other phase where it's after both of those and kind of transition to the latter years of GT, and so, but no, I kept watching Tim. I ordered his videos. I was like, I need to know more about what he's teaching and what he's doing. So
I'm kind of a similar way, but and people don't realize it that even though Tim is my primary teacher, I also look at and research other instructors like Romel, Tuhon Mel.
Right? Absolutely.
Like Romel is the one I look at when I want to kind of see the aesthetic connection and the kind of the more old school flavor. And Tim is like the one I go to when I want to put it together as actual tactics, right? So I'm not like, I'm only, because I'm Tim Waid's guy and, I'm only training with him. He's like, well, he's the only one I have access to, that's easy, that I'm able to train with more regularly, right? But yeah, that doesn't mean I don't appreciate the other instructors,
I think most of us.
Yeah, I like balance. I like balance. So I don't like being one way too much, or the other way too much, and that's when I start to kind of lose my interest. Oh, you mentioned you were in the Navy, so I meant to say thank you for your service.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
I have a tremendous respect for military veterans, both active and not active anymore. I always tell people, like, I don't think my family would be in this country if it wasn't for our military. So,
Yeah.
you know, I'm super appreciative of your service, and I think this is why a lot of us immigrants come here
Yeah.
to U.S. to have a
Yeah.
better life here. So,
Yep. No, yeah, man. No, thank you for the kind words. You know, the military was a way for me to grow up, and you know, because some of us weren't so good growing up. You know, so the military kind of straightened me out a little bit. So, but you know, it's interesting. You talk about the different instructors in Pekiti, you know, and the different styles that they have. You know, based on what we see. You know, in your journey, man. Uh, what would you think is the most valuable lesson you've learned so far in Pekiti?
that as a system, the expression ultimately comes from you, and it'll be different with everybody, because we're all made different, right? Again, I primarily trained with Tim, but you know, obviously, I'm going to emulate a lot of things that Tim does because
Sure. Yeah.
he's the one that teaches
Naturally.
me. But I do have my own flair, if you want to call it that.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
It's just by association, right? And of course, most of my videos, I put the damn logo on there. So
yeah.
He's an SMF guy. So this must not mean this is how SMF people move. No, that's how I move. Because the way I'm built.
Right.
You know, the way I'm built, and and my current level of fitness at the time. That's how I'm gonna move. And also what I currently know at the time. Right.
Yeah.
I always tell people it's like learning Pekiti-Tirsia or any martial art. It's like I already mentioned I'm an animator, right? I'm a professional artist. It's like learning how to paint or draw. You know, let's say you and I are both painters, right? We both learn how to mix color. We both study color theory. We both understand what all the different brushes are supposed to do, and how to make the canvas and all that, how to prepare canvas. We're both probably going to learn the same exercises on how to paint.
Okay.
But ultimately, right, how you paint and how you want to express what you have on the canvas, that's going to come from you. No one can really teach that. It's a natural thing that manifests after so much practice and observation and and study, right? Like I used to tell my students, like, okay, you and I can paint that same tree, but depending on your perspective where you're standing and the lighting in your area, it's gonna be slightly different than mine because I'm standing over here and I know my skill is about this much. But that doesn't mean that you painted the tree wrong.
Right.
It's just from your own point of view. That's what you saw. That's what you are. That's what you're putting out on the canvas.
That is a great analogy, man. That's beautiful. You know what?
I'm gonna use that story. That's the best one I can come up with. I'm not.
That's a good one.
I'm not a very philosophical person, really.
Oh man, that was profound. That was wonderful.
Yeah, because I'm sure you have too, right? Like over the years, you got people that ask you. Well, I did at least. What do you think of this person's Pekiti-Tirsia, and what do you think of like they're asking me to compare, and it's like, well, sometimes I'm like, well, I don't know who that is, and, or I don't know why he's doing it that way. I recognize the same principles, but maybe he's expressing it a little differently. Well, what about the fighting application? Like, he's just flowing. I mean, how am I going to judge his fighting ability based on his solo flow?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
very subjective, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
it's very difficult for me to answer questions like that. It's like, well, I mean, look at, he's a tall guy, he's got long arms. Of
Yeah,
course, he's going to move that way. Is it
yeah,
wrong? Well, it's not for me to say if it's wrong or not. He's just expressing the movement his way,
yeah, yeah.
Um, I
So,
mean, so yeah, that's
yeah.
how I
So,
see it.
Ferd, I'm gonna put you on a spot, man. All right, I'm gonna put you on a spot, bro. And I think it's a fair question, right?
Mhm.
So, in currently, you've practiced with some of these instructors, and I'm talking just Pekiti-Tirsia Kali, right?
Okay.
Right now, name someone that you would want to train with in Pekiti that you have never trained with before.
Outside of SMF.
Yep, outside of
Um,
SMF.
uh, Tuhon Jack Latour is one.
Cool,
Uh,
very cool.
Leslie Buck is another one that I'm
Oh yeah,
really
Leslie.
interested.
Leslie, the yep.
I remember, yeah, Leslie's another one because I remember when I first started, his videos were some of the early videos I saw that
Yep.
inspired me. He
Yep.
had again, he kind of retained that very traditional movement.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
like the fast switching and
Yep.
really tight, movements. Like I like that kind of stuff. I trained in
Uh-huh.
I trained in Goju-ryu karate when I was 17, so my brain kind of goes back, like that
Very
small,
traditional, very yep. Yep.
yeah, very small but powerful, strikes, like all generated, from the hip kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so I saw that stuff, so yeah, I've always been curious about his teaching
Les
methods.
Let me tell you, man, Leslie is a phenomenal teacher,
Oh, sure.
but
I don't think he
technically
would been. I don't think he'd still be doing this if he sucked. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, but
He
I've
wouldn't be
trained
a
with
Tuhon.
Leslie.
He wouldn't be a
Yeah,
Tuhon if he
yeah.
sucked at it. So
I've trained with Leslie a couple of times, many times actually, and that
yeah.
guy is technically sound. He's a great tactician, practitioner, but also, man, he's just a nice guy, man, and he's very smart. You know, he puts things in a perspective that builds you from something small, and then he builds you up, and he's really
Yeah,
a phenomenal instructor too, man.
that's the kind of stuff I like. Kind of seeing how things progress.
Yeah,
Again, in the past, when I trained with, whoever, and again, not in Tahiti, other styles,
yep, yep,
they just bombard you with so many techniques and
yeah.
so many variations, right? And when I came into Pekiti, it was the opposite. They only showed me a little bit, and then they're like, okay, now we're gonna add this piece onto this
Uh-huh.
piece. Now you
Uh-huh.
have this many, now you have these two pieces.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you just kind of keep adding or replacing, which I really
Uh-huh.
like.
Uh-huh.
It's like Legos, right? Oh, I don't like that red brick. Replace
Yep,
that with
yep,
yellow
yep,
brick.
yep, yep, yep. Yep.
Oh, this one has 6 pegs. I'm gonna replace it with the 4 peg one, so I can add this other one. You know, right? So I like that modularity. The being able to
Uh-huh.
kind of just swap pieces, and they still connect.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that kind of made why I'm still with Pekiti, because I just see, like, I just continue to see pieces being connected.
Sure.
But I can always break it down, which really helped me a lot when I'm teaching my students. Because
Uh-huh.
I always tell them, like, yeah, you gotta learn how to break these things down, because sometimes you have to isolate a very small aspect of it and just have that student work on that,
Yep.
and then you can always add other stuff later, right?
Right,
So,
right.
yeah, I like that stuff. I'm always curious about learning how other instructors approach
Uh-huh.
the material and the teaching. Um, Granted, in the beginning, I was kind of what they call it. Well, I wasn't as receptive because right. I'm training
Sure.
with my
Yeah.
group. We're so awesome,
Yep.
right?
you
Everybody
are.
else is crap, right?
Yeah.
But as years went, I started to kind of like, I mean, I don't think I need to be that um what do you call it, close-minded about it or
Sure.
judgmental, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's actually preventing me from learning.
Yeah.
So I learned that, and I slowly but surely just started to kind of adjust my attitude about, about the training. Even though I still represent Tim and the organization. I'm a
Absolutely.
little bit
Yep.
more
Yeah.
um,
Absolutely.
receptive because
Oh,
it's all Pekiti-Tirsia, right? So, like I said, it's one person expresses it this way, another expresses it that way,
yeah.
and they do that based on their how they were trained and what they came up with as a result
Sure.
of the training. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I like that, man. That's great, man. That's awesome. And I think if your attitude with that, I think resonates with me because I want to train with everybody. I want to see what everybody has learned and see what they can pass on or what I can take away from their teachings. Like one of these days I want to come and train with you and watch you train, because I've seen a lot of your videos, man.
Yeah,
you're
likewise.
you're a pretty good instructor, man. I like I said, with social media and YouTube and all that stuff, I watch, I watch a lot of people actually. I mean, because I want to learn more and just really dive into, and see, the information. And it's so much information that it's not, it's not like, okay, I'm done. I
Sure.
can't learn anymore, right? No, it's
Yeah.
never like that. It's always like constant,
Yeah.
It's
Although
just-
I admit with me, like I sometimes get into periods of just I don't want to I don't want to absorb anything new.
yeah, 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 yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
like my brain is like, okay, okay, that's all I can
that's enough,
absorb.
right?
That's
Yep,
it.
yep,
And
yep.
you're not gonna hear from me for like a month or two.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right?
Hey, which is your most, I hate to use the word favorite, but what is your favorite system or weapon of choice in Pekiti?
Right now, doble kalis.
Ah, nice.
And
I
some
just
people
saw
are
I
gonna be
just
surprised
saw
if I do a lot of Malayu sibat as well.
uh-huh.
But
Uh-huh.
I enjoy double sword quite a
Yep.
bit.
Yep.
Um,
Do you have double sword next to you?
I got the trainers, yeah.
Do
The
you
couple of
mind
trainers that
do you
I just
mind
recently.
giving us do you mind giving us a 30-second blast, give us a little
Hmm.
carenza?
Oh yeah, okay. In double with double.
Yeah, man. I love your
Yeah.
double Kalis work, man. I just saw your latest upload video, double Kalis, man. It was beautiful, bro.
No, thanks. Okay. Right now.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, right now. And then afterwards we'll talk about your kilt.
Okay. All right. Oh, I got cheese.
Oh, look at that.
All right.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Just go at it, man. Just give us a 20-30 second or whatever.
All right.
All right. All on you. Yep, perfect. Right there.
Right here.
Yep, right there.
Okay.
Beautiful. Look at that footwork. Nice. Very nice.
I'll slow it down because I'm not boring.
Man, I'm enjoying it, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. I love it. Nice. Beautiful.
Right?
Beautiful. Yeah.
Oh no, I can't stop. I'm keep going. Like the Tasmanian
Man.
devil.
That's beautiful, bro. Man. You know what, man? I definitely gotta come train with you, man. I mean, your footwork is precise. Your angles are just, you know, accurate and precise. It's beautiful,
I'm
bro. I
just
mean,
glad I didn't knock my TV down. So.
yeah. I mean, you're as good with your right hand as your left hand, man. There's no telling whether you're right-handed or left-handed. So
Oh, thanks.
that's pretty good.
I'm actually left-handed.
Really? Do you shoot left-handed?
No, I shoot righty,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
weird. Yeah, I'm left-handed, but
Uh-huh.
again, you know, when I started training with my teacher, Mike, he forced me to develop my right hand.
Right hand. Yeah. Yeah.
And then fast forward a few years later, we started learning firearms. I thought I was gonna shoot lefty because I'm left eye dominant.
Oh, okay. All right.
But for some reason, my right hand I was more comfortable with the right hand.
Yeah.
But here's the funny thing. When I shoot with a rifle, it's like
the left hand
is the other.
That is very unique, man. That's very unique.
Yeah, because when I was training with my instructor, he was a former ATF firearms instructor. And he was trying to teach us, you know, the AR. And I'm always fumbling when the rifle is over here. He's like, oh, you're left eye dominant, right? I'm like, yeah. It's like switch to your left, and sure enough, I'm starting to actually hit the target now. Not a bullseye, but it's actually hitting the paper. You know. So he was like, oh, it's like that's interesting. You're better with the long rifle. You're better shooting left. With the pistol, you were
better on the right side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Guro Ferd, let's talk about your kilt, bro. Let's talk about your kilt. I mean, when did you start wearing that kilt?
2015. So back then I used to host these gatherings, kind of like your Katipunan over there. We had the same thing as like celebrating the what do you call it? It started as celebrating my group's anniversary. But we invited this gentleman. His name is Chief Toki. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's a little dude. He's a little bald guy, Thai American, former Dog Brothers fighter. He introduced me to the kilt.
Wow.
Because I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. You know, if he can pull this off, and he's a little dude.
Yeah.
You know, he can also maul you to death because he's a legit fighter. So if you make fun of his his kilt, he'll destroy you. But I saw, like, you know, he pulled it off. So I did not know that they made these. I guess I'm not Scottish. I'm not gonna wear a tartan.
Right.
So he's like, oh yeah, you know, he pointed me to all these online shops that sell, you know, the solid colors. So yeah, I started, you know, I thought I'd try it out. You know, people laugh at me, then I can always, you know, switch back to pants. But I was like surprised that I got a lot of really positive feedback. A lot of it from the ladies. Which
wow.
Is
okay. All right. Okay.
I was like, man, I've never been catcalled before, but like, I started wearing these. You know, I'll be like across the street, you know, beside, you know, some lady like, oh, I love your kilt. So I thought that was cool. So yeah, I just kind of, you know, this became my attire that most people know me now by.
Yeah,
my
man.
look, right?
Yeah. when I
Uh,
first saw it, when I first saw you and you were wearing that, I was like, my first thought was,
that's
man, I
weird.
wonder. No, I actually, I said to myself, I wonder if that's comfortable. You know, it was my first thought. I was that is such a great idea. I mean, you know, it's open air. I mean, you can probably really move really easily. You know,
And
so
yeah, and it looks good when you wear a fixed blade on it. It's like
ah,
it's like
oh,
it's weird. Like people just accept that's part of the attire.
yeah, right, right.
Like they don't give you a second look. Like, why is he wearing a knife? It's just it's just part of the attire, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey,
You know,
what's your everyday carry knife, man?
when I'm dressed like this.
Oh, anytime, anytime. Yeah.
It depends. I mean, if I'm if I'm just in my gym shorts, I just carry a Spyderco. Well,
Nice.
two
Uh-huh.
Spyderco Enduros,
Uh-huh.
right, in
Uh-huh.
each pocket. I tend to not carry anything that would jiggle
Yep.
in the
Yep.
pocket. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
when I'm in my when I'm in my superhero attire, right? This is
Uh-huh.
this is what I carry. I carry Tim's Tim's
Oh,
covert,
nice.
right?
Nice. Very nice.
So
Very nice.
as long as it's exposed, because it
Yep.
has to be exposed, because you get the garment over it, it's
Uh-huh.
concealed and it becomes illegal.
I see. I see.
So it has to
Nice.
be in the
Very nice.
open. But yeah, I usually wear this. I have another knife called the Sin Eater. It's a recurve that I
Uh-huh.
sometimes carry. Yeah, this.
I like it. I like it. I like it. You know, I may eventually try that kilt, man. So one of these days, man.
Yeah, give it a shot. Get
Yeah.
a cheap one that's like $50 or something.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Um, just
I
be
wanna
aware that the sizing is not like pants. Like you actually
oh,
have to
okay.
measure your waist.
I see.
Um, and then you go by that. So
Uh-huh.
because you actually wear it above the hip bone. Like
I see.
you can't really tell, but it's right on my navel and a little bit above my
Uh-huh.
navel. It's up
Okay.
here. So, yeah.
Yeah, I may have to try that out, man. I mean, it looks comfortable and stuff. But
Yeah.
hey, I wanna share a screen right now so
Okay.
for folks that can see, you know, so we can actually watch a video of you.
Oh, that's the promo.
Yep, yep. So I was watching this and I kind of watched it over and over and over again, you know, as you and Tim there,
Hmm.
pretty good promo right here.
Yeah, this one took a while because I don't normally film my stuff, right? So
Yeah.
it's like,
The C-bot right there. I love your C-bot work,
yeah, thanks.
That's nice right there.
Yeah,
That's a
woo.
that's a great promo, man. I mean, it's just to the point and awesome. So I got another. Let's just go through your website, man. So
Oh,
for
okay.
everyone that want to know a little bit more about Guro Ferd, you can get them at PTK-Kidlat KIDLAT.com.
Mhm.
Pretty intuitive website. Here's the homepage right here. Right there, pretty direct. It tells you exactly, and then it goes to who we are. It goes to Guro Ferd and his background. Uh, you know, and one of my sayings at the academy is "tip of the spears." I love that saying. Yeah, obviously very military. Very uh, strategic.
Yeah,
That word. Tip of the spear. I love that. So
yeah. I was actually not aware of the whole tip of the spear
yeah.
saying until
Uh-huh.
one of my training brothers started referring to me as that.
Uh-huh.
Because in the Bay, like our group, like my group in particular, was like the most active
Uh-huh.
out of all the PTK groups. I was always going out to collaborate and interface with other FMA groups. So every time there was an event that had, PTK involvement, they see my face.
Yeah.
So one of my friends started saying, "Oh, you're like the tip of the spear." And I'm like, "What does that mean?" Because I'm not really too savvy with the lingo yet at the
Yeah.
time. He's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're always out there. You're representing us." And I'm like, "Oh, I thought that's what we're supposed to do. I thought we're supposed
Yeah.
to promote
Yeah.
Pekiti-Tirsia, right?"
Right. Right.
So I thought I was just doing what we're supposed to do. I didn't think about it too much.
Yeah.
And
So
even
here I
Grand
am.
Tuhon was always telling us, be out there, make sure you do
Yep.
promote the system, blah blah. I'm like, okay, yes sir. Yeah, so.
Yeah. So I'm sharing the screen. This is actually Guro Ferd's website right here, so everybody can see. You have Guro Ferd and his background. You have Tuhon Tim Waid and his background over here, obviously. Uh, they have some testimonials here. I read all of them. Of course, very, very, very cool, very good. There's some information about Pekiti-Tirsia Kali over here and PTK-SMF. For you guys that want to know what SMF stands for, look at Guro Ferd's website. He'll tell you exactly what it stands for. All right. So it tells you here their training program. They do have a 6-month weapons qualification program, which I think is phenomenal. And the thing that I'm really interested on, and I think I'm going to get on this one these days, guys, take a look on the screen here. It's online training with Guro Ferd. All right. So just take a look. It's very simple. You just look at the schedule. You click on here. You can email and you can actually do actual courses and sign up right here. And so if you guys want to go, let's say to March, take a look at March. You can go right in here and you can hit buy now and it'll take you in and you can purchase those sessions. So very intuitive website. Is very cool. All right. So again, it's PTK-Kidlat, KIDLAT.com. If you guys want to take a look at Guro Ferd and his website, I highly encourage you guys go there. I've watched a lot of his videos. He's a phenomenal practitioner and absolutely wonderful instructor. So you guys take a look, take a gander. I spent a lot of time watching his videos. There's of course the SMF YouTube videos, but he also has First Spear YouTube video. It's where we watched his promo video just a second ago. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look at more videos of Guro Ferd.
Oh, by the way, Chief, thank you for that. Thank you for the advertisement. I think you do way better promotion of my. I'm sorry, like I do such a piss poor job of promoting my classes, man. It's
oh man, well, we do what we can for each other, brother. That's what we do, right? This right here, I like this. This variation of your Dakupi Punyo. Like I said, guys, take a look at Guro Ferd, man. This guy knows his stuff. And you can kind of look at how he teaches, how he breaks it down and takes it step by step. He's very meticulous with his information that he gives you. As you watch this clip, you can see how he takes a student from gross movement to fine movements, and he flows pretty good. Here you go, right here. And he teaches them what each process, each step is, and what you can do, what you feel.
Yeah, I think in this one I was explaining because there's always that question that comes up, oh, how come you guys do the Kopiponyo this way versus some other whatever? And that was my attempt to kind of explain, like, how I would break it down and why they're all essentially the same. They're just certain things that we add, right?
Right.
That makes it seem like it's different, but not really,
Yeah.
But I was explaining in this video that, a lot of times you want to focus, maybe only focus on the hand movements,
Right.
because right, if the students new, they're trying to learn the pattern, or trying to get familiar with it. So if you throw in too many things, they're just gonna get lost, and they're not gonna be that into it to begin with, right? They're not gonna learn it.
Right.
So I'm showing kind of like, and they know this because these were my students for years, how I showed them the drill, and then eventually what it will become once they actually know how to coordinate both their hands and their feet.
Yeah.
And
no, I watched this video, man. You explained it pretty well. Actually, after watching this a few times, I think I'm going to incorporate some of the verbiage and some of the explanations that you use into my program. I mean, it's right on. So,
cool. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, it's great video. The student and will be actually benefit greatly from that video. Like I told you, man, I watch your videos a lot. One more clip, all right? Because I got a lot of clip, man, and you know what? I enjoy all your clips, and I'm gonna turn this up a little bit because the music is pretty good, and I gotta tell you, this is one of my favorite weapon system that you showcase all the time, all right? And you're gonna see it right away, and I'm gonna turn up the volume a little bit so we can just sit here and enjoy this right here. There you are with your tactical kilt. This is, by the way, this is one of my favorite videos of you.
I was gonna turn this into a series, and then I never got I never followed up.
There is a part 2 that I'm gonna play here shortly.
Okay.
Yep. You should do more of this. I like it. I mean,
I get, believe it or not, I get quite a bit of requests to do more like this. I never find the right time, and
I mean, this
I do it outside too,
Yeah, this is less than 2 minutes, and there's so much information here. Some practitioners that know there's so much that you're giving us in a 2-minute span here, and the new practitioners will just obviously just be awed by, you doing this little clip here, because
if you've been practicing with this Sibat for a while in our system, right, it should start to look pretty familiar. There's really nothing new,
So this is the part 2, and I encourage you, Guro Ferd, to do your what you wanted to do before, because I think these are great videos. And then now you put it all together, and I think this is just right on, man. You could create a DVD series just on these little clips. Like I said, these are all less than 2-minute video clips that are, you just putting this right here, and you break it down. And you got to be a phenomenal instructor to be able to teach someone without even speaking a word. So that's what you do.
I can't talk and at the same time.
This is right here, how you break it down, right? And this is a perfect module for YouTube, because people can rewind this over and over again until they can emulate you. And you do it right here. You're teaching without even speaking,
Yeah, I'm so used to having interacting with people that when
Uh-huh.
I try to shoot myself and try to teach and just talk to the camera, I just mess it all up. So I just end up doing stuff like this where I don't talk at all.
But this is wonderful, man. Now where is this at? Where did you do this? Is this San
This
Diego?
was, yeah, that was still when I was still in San Diego.
Yeah.
I usually after work, um, you can't tell, but it's already like 11 p.m.
Oh
when I get
wow.
because I get out of work pretty late. We
Uh-huh.
animation.
Uh-huh.
Long hours is a normal thing. So
Uh-huh.
I often just go to the park and do flows, or in that case, I decided, oh, I'm gonna shoot a quick tutorial.
Yep.
Um, it's a way to decompress, I guess.
Sure. Yep.
Um, so yeah, I did that a bit.
No, I love it. Your videos, they're short, to the point, and very informative. I mean, for less than 2 minutes, you show so much. And speaking so much, this is the one video, all right,
Mhm.
of you that really made me stop and watch you over and over and over again. And like I said, I actually played this until I can try and move just like you on this video. This is the video that captured my attention of you. All right. And everyone should go and watch this if you're interested in Pekiti-Tirsia Kali or just good FMA.
Oh.
Watch this video. This is a very precise, it's a minute and a half, and this is one of the best videos that's out there. Again, Guro Ferd is teaching you without saying a word. And if you want to count out the moves, you can.
Mhm.
Yeah, and he's very unique to his style when he does his footwork here, right? There's many
Mhm.
different footwork that's out there, but this is pretty darn good.
Pretty okay.
It's pretty good. Pretty smooth, pretty precise, pretty confident in your strikes. There's no hesitation. And
Yeah, you
frankly,
can't
I
do
think,
it. Yeah, you can't perform forms in front of Tim and look like you're doubting yourself, because he
right.
would call you out.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you should know this.
I like it. I like it when the instructor calls you out like that. You
Oh
know what
yeah,
you know, and if you don't know it, be
yeah.
humble enough
Ask.
to say, I'm gonna get it better.
Yeah.
So
And
if
people
you don't,
don't realize Grand Tuhon does this to you too. He
oh
yells
my
at you,
God, oh
right?
absolutely. He not
You
only
know.
yells at you, he
Come
hits
on, come
you.
on.
Do it
Strike,
harder.
strike.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
seriously, if you don't know it, you as a warrior, and I think you kind of agree with me, you have to learn to analyze your movement and fix it, as best as you can, and get better. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
if you,
Again, and speaking of which, like you kind of mentioned it. We're all work in progress still, right? So,
yeah, absolutely.
uh, you know, of course, yeah, you got to be confident when you are doing your thing, right?
Uh-huh.
Especially when you're teaching, because
Uh-huh.
if you're not, and again, I had to be taught this, um, because I'm kind of self-deprecating.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yep.
And
Yep. I
I'm an
understand.
introvert. People, like there's all these videos, but people don't realize I'm actually an introvert. So, um, they're like, oh, that's bullshit. You post so many videos. I'm like, no, I'm actually kind of shy. But
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
when I was learning how to teach, Tim had to kind of take me aside and like, look, man, it's like no one's gonna want to learn from you. Nobody's gonna believe you know what you're doing if you if you have no confidence in what you're doing.
Absolutely.
If you're not sure, then ask. You know, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Just
Yeah.
ask. And I had to. It took me a while to kind of really like learn that, because it's like, you know, I tend to just like kind of hang in the back of the class and observe, you know, and like wait until somebody else asks the question and then just kind of listen in on the answer, versus having the balls to go, I got a question, right? So over the years, I got a little bit, you know, I kind of, you know, I got over that over the years, but in the beginning, I was very kind of like just, you know, and it's funny, early on when we were training with Tim, you know, like nobody would ask questions, you know, Tim like questions, and we're all just like silent. It's like, everybody's an expert now, huh? Nobody's got any questions. And then somebody's gonna kind of be like sheepishly going, Tim, I get it, you know. And he's like, look, you know, it's like, you know, and he told us too, he's like, look, it's like, it helps me, you know, teach better if you guys ask questions, because, you know, he doesn't like to spoon feed people.
Right.
Okay, we did this. Okay, next thing. Okay, now the next thing. You know, it's like we'll do one or two things, and then it goes, okay, any questions? Does anybody know why we're striking this way versus this way? Does anybody understand the difference? You know, and you know, he does these little pop quizzes to kind of get the gears in your head to start spinning, right?
Very military like, man.
Yeah, and if you're, you know, if you're kind of, if you're like me, you know, it's gonna kind of be intimidating, right? If you don't, especially if you don't know the guy. But you know, again, he's like, look, it's like, you know, I want everybody to become proficient. You know, when I'm with you, I want to maximize our time and make sure I can, you know, give you what I can give you. You know, so yeah, it's like, I want you guys to ask me questions. You know, I don't care what it is. You know, he prefers the kind of, you know, I come to learn later, he's got a very conversational way of teaching. You know, like he, you know, like pretend I'm Tim, right? And you and I, Chief, are like working out, or I see you working with somebody, and Tim will just walk up to you and go, they're like, can you tell me like why you did this strike versus the other? Like, can you tell me why your position, you know, 45 degrees to the right versus 90 degrees to the left?
To the left.
And again, if you're like, if you're not used to that, right? You might go, what the hell? You know? Right? He's just trying to see, like, you know, if you know what you're doing, right? Then, you know, you just kind of tell him, and then he just kind of, okay, cool, you know, and he moves on.
Yeah.
And that's how I found, that's how he evaluated us. He would just kind of walk up and watch. And if he's kind of not sure why you're doing the thing you're doing, then he'll ask a couple of questions. And if it's all good, he just kind of goes, all right, cool, and then walks off.
And he just moves on, right?
Yeah, he just moves on. You know, and then if he really likes what you're doing, he'll ask you to come up and show everybody what you did.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, it's a good confidence booster, because it's like he obviously recognizes that, you know, you understand what you're doing enough. He's confident enough to have you teach the whole class and show everybody what you were doing, right? So that's how I learned how he evaluates people. You know, and then of course there's the sparring part. So,
well, yeah. I mean, sparring is it's our thing, right? It's very important to all of us, and you know, GT wants you to spar all the time, and you know,
there's and there's multiple tiers, right? I think a lot of people are not aware. There's obviously there's the full contact, right? But then there's the technical aspect of it.
Yep.
Right? Like, you know, very, very minimal protection or no protection. Oh, like
this.
This is a 1 minute excerpt of a 15-minute drill. This is actually from 15 minutes of me and Tim just doing that. And I know there are people that are making fun of this because we're like, oh, you're just tapping. They don't understand. Like, you ever watch boxers
Yeah.
when they're training with their coaches, you know, with the focus mitts.
Absolutely. Yep.
And like what Tim is doing here is he's trying to get me to execute some very specific strikes.
Yep.
Like you'll see me like when we stop or we both stop and he's saying something, it's because I start to flail, like I don't know what I'm doing, and he's like, you know, your distance is wrong. You know, you're dropping your hand when you're over here. That part where I just got cut off. You know, I wasn't fully committed to the strike. So I was like pressuring him, and he was backing up. But then I stopped, and then he went. It's like, why didn't you finish it?
Right.
So that's like, you know, that whole like distance sparring, again, for people who don't understand, like that's a necessary component in our development, right? Like anyone can put on fencing masks and gloves and just, you know, just start trading shots with each other, right?
Right.
You don't need to train in our system to do that. Right. You just have to have really thick skin, right?
Yeah.
But if you're, you know, with us, it's like, yeah, you know, right? You're trying to apply the principles of the sword, you know, and it's in the stick. So, right, you know, your strikes have to be clean. You know, you have to know how to judge distance.
Distance. Yep.
Yeah, and then right, and then later when everybody is just going at it, right? Then put the mask on, put the gloves on, go full contact now, right?
Speaking
that's
of,
that's an exercise, you know.
Yeah. Speaking of full contact, I don't know what anyone would want to do full contact with you, because when I saw this video, I'm like, ooh.
You'd be surprised. A lot of people want to beat me up.
Look at this. Look at this. Why would you want to mess with a guy that like hits a tree for practice? Look at this guy.
That's a racist tree. I'm teaching him a lesson.
I mean, look at you, man. I mean, dude, seriously.
No, I made this because I was asked like, does Pekiti-Tirsia have any conditioning drills for empty hands? And I'm like, yes, but I said I also, like, when I do my own conditioning, I revert back to my old traditional karate method.
Yeah, you got this from karate. I see it.
Turned out it's very similar. Like if you train with Grand Tuhon, you see him doing the same stuff, like slapping the tree.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
hacking the tree. It's the same exact thing. He even got the iron ball, and you know. What's that? You ever see that that video with that Tuhon Mel where he's trying to
hit the tree?
Hit the tree with another tree.
Oh man, I remember. Yeah,
first time I saw that on TV, like, oh man, that's brutal, and he's being filmed. Can you imagine the stress? You know. But yeah, Grand Tuhon teaches all those things, man. He's, you know, but I guess a lot of people have not been exposed to that, right? So they don't know.
Yeah, no, people always ask me, you know, what kind of conditioning do you do? Well, there's that famous cannonball that we do, you know.
Yeah.
You know, you could do that, or other.
I think I dropped that on my foot a couple of times.
Oh yeah, those things are heavy, man, and those.
You know which one I'm talking about, right? That drill where you gotta.
You gotta raise up, drop it, raise up.
Yeah. So. Yeah, the first time my teacher introduced that to me, it's like, okay, you know, this is not so bad. But then eventually it's like, okay, when you catch that ball, you're supposed to slap it. And that's where I basically, like, I smacked the ball and, you know, made it drop even faster because I didn't grab it with my fingers afterwards.
Now this show is really to showcase you, but I just want to show something that Grand Tuhon showed me to do, and I also learned it from my old kung fu days. But because there's a lot of
what system kung fu did you do?
South Dragon.
Does that have a lot of like cross-legged kind of stuff, or?
Yeah, cross-legged inside. You know, a lot of trapping inside. So this right here. Maybe watch it for a little bit. I'm kind of shy.
Sure. No, no. Yeah. Did you make that? Did you make that
Yeah, yeah,
at
that's
home?
homemade. I made that myself.
That's cool. Yeah, that's legit. You're gonna do pangamut. You gotta do this stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Hey, don't be so fixated with the cool hand motions,
Yep,
and then completely skip this. You need to do
yep,
this.
yep. So, and
That's
I,
awesome. Do you have more like that on your thing? They should, right?
yeah,
I'll check it
there's
out.
this one.
Yeah, see, I knew I'm not full of crap. See, I told people this too. If you're gonna learn how to punch with your knuckles, you gotta condition your knuckles.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like,
I used to do this for years, man. I used to go to Balboa Park and hit those big trees,
yeah.
and people used to watch me by the frisbee golf park. There's a lot of trees there that I used to stand there and just hit.
No,
This
it's
is
cool.
from
Yeah,
my
see, I like seeing this kind of stuff.
yeah. I did Wing Chun a little bit, so this is the
No,
old
because this this
rolling hands.
this
So
tells me that you're more focused on actually, conditioning the whole body, right? You're not just trying to come up
yeah.
with cool moves with a knife or sword.
Yeah.
Actually, like you're turning your whole body into a weapon. So right, right, yeah,
Man, I've been a big fan of martial arts for a very long time, and with my I kind of shied away from it, traditionally because of my time in the military. I was all over the
yeah,
world, but the good thing about me being around the world is Okinawan Goju-ryu. I was stationed in Okinawa. I used to go out in town and train with the masters there. Actually, I used to be stationed in San Diego, and I trained with the Cepeda brothers over there. And
okay,
that's Babao Arnis.
yeah, yeah.
So
That's cool.
yeah,
So when you were still active,
yeah,
those were the arts that you were training. You were doing kung
yeah,
fu and a little bit
yeah,
of bao.
yeah.
Okay,
So I was a member of the Taoist Sanctuary in San Diego.
okay,
We did a lot of uh, Tai Chi. I focus more on Chen style Tai Chi because it's very
okay.
hard, very hard versus the soft Yang style Tai Chi. And then upstairs, this old guy showed South Dragon Kung Fu, and I was like, "What is South Dragon?" Because you don't hear, you hear Dragon Kung Fu, you hear Tiger, and then the guy said it's South Dragon. I was like, really? So I trained that for a
Yeah.
while. Instead of me paying, I showed them how to use the sticks, Escrima and Kali. So I
Uh-huh.
would do once a week, I would teach their sticks, and the 2 other days in the week we would do kung fu, and
Uh,
so it was kind of a trade-off. And my old roommate was a Navy SEAL, and he did Muay Thai. So he used to
okay.
drag me. He used to drag me to a Muay Thai gym there in San Diego, and we would like just. He's like, Jesse, don't train. Let's just go fight. Because he's a Navy SEAL. He just wanted to fight. So I was like, okay, fine, let's go fight. He's like, he's throw me in the ring and then fight all these other guys. I used to get my ass whooped all the time because these guys are vicious, and I'm like, whatever, let's
Man,
just
I,
do it.
I
So,
when I was in Chicago, I tried to get into boxing.
uh-huh.
There was a crunch gym that we went to that was close to the studio where I worked, and they had a boxing class, right?
Uh-huh.
And I thought, and I was already kind of training with Mahaguru Nate at the time,
Nate.
but that was like
Yep.
in the evening, right? This is like, oh,
Uh-huh.
in lunch we can go do a quick 30 minutes, over there at Crunch, do some boxing. So
Uh-huh.
that's what me and my friends did. And we had this dude that was like I guess like an amateur MMA fighter. It's a
Uh-huh.
big guy, like
Uh-huh.
he looked kind of like me, but he's a black dude, and he's like 200. He's over 220 pounds. He's a big dude.
Big good. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know nothing about boxing really, but it dawned on me like in this class you're really not supposed to hit students.
Okay.
And yeah, he damn nearly knocked me out twice because
wow.
We're in the ring and it's supposed to be like light sparring, right? But I noticed he would like not throw punch. He would just kind of do this a lot and absorb a bunch of my little dinky jabs, and then he would wind up and just clock me right across the jaw. And the second time he did that, my friend was like, "Dude, you spun 360 degrees." And I'm like, "Yeah, I felt like I was gonna go down. I think I almost did, but I tried to play it up. Oh, nice shot, coach."
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently that trainer, another trainer saw him do that and he got fired because it's supposed to be you're not supposed to hit the students.
Okay.
It's like a Taibo boxing class.
Okay. Yeah.
So show drills and basic punches, but you're not supposed to like
hit students. I see.
But that didn't last, unfortunately. Very long. I remember. That was my experience in boxing. My old coach kind of knocked me out.
Yeah, I did.
Because I was one of the bigger guys in class too. So I was like,
yeah.
You can probably.
I did some boxing when I was younger. That was one of the ways that I got off the streets was boxing. So growing up in Hawaii, before I joined, in Hawaii, I used to get beat up a lot. So I started boxing. So, and I competed quite a bit when I was younger. But also I used to follow.
That's what you get, Chief, for stealing other people's women.
I know. But I did boxing and I didn't have any money or my family didn't have any money for martial arts class, but I was getting beat up every day. I would follow my friends to their karate judo class. And, I started watching them and eventually the teacher told me to, help clean up and they'll let me hold the bags and stuff like that. So it was kind of a interesting, way to grow up in Hawaii, getting beat up every day and not being able to learn how to defend yourself.
I dabbled in a few different arts too. You're talking about Kung Fu. I did very, very briefly. I did Hung Gar.
Yep. Hung Gar. Yep. Very cool.
My instructor was apparently he worked for the FBI. And I tell you, man, that Sifu had his forearms were like steel pipes.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I want to be like this guy, but like I didn't have the money to continue taking classes. I think I only did it for 2 months. I was a freelancer at the time and wasn't really getting paid a lot. So I dabbled in that for a couple of months and then I stopped and then I tried to find another art to get into. So I was trying to do martial arts, just couldn't afford it.
Yeah. Me too.
It wasn't until much later.
Yeah. And you're into guns too, right?
Sorry?
You're into guns as well?
I'm not a gun guy. I trained with it because it became kind of I don't know if it's still a requirement, but at the time when we were being certified by Tim, firearms training was required. So yeah, this was 2016 when I started learning firearms really. I didn't really, I was afraid of guns, didn't understand guns. I like the guns in the movies, but never really saw myself, wielding a gun. But just like anything, right? You become educated, and you learn to respect it and understand what it is, right? So I I do train with firearms, not as much as I'd like, because ammo shortage and
Yeah, yeah, for
that.
sure. Yep,
I have
yep,
a lot of
yep.
places to go to. Also,
Yeah,
they're still
yeah.
kind of closed. Um, but yeah, I'm still working on getting my first rifle because I lived in California for so long, and they
Oh
make it
yeah,
very
man.
difficult.
Yeah, yeah.
Now that I am here in Oregon, I mean, literally, I walked into a gun shop and I'm like, yeah, I don't know anything about ARs. I'd like to get one day. And the guy was
Uh-huh.
like, well, dude, like, we can help you build one right here. You just buy the
Yeah,
parts.
right.
And I'm like, oh, you'll put it together? He's like, no, we'll teach you how to put it together.
Oh,
They got
okay.
like a
Yeah.
little, yeah, they got like a room and through the door, and there's like the table and everything.
Uh-huh.
So if you
Uh-huh.
get like your uppers, your lowers, and whatever other parts that you want to put together for your first rifle,
Yep.
bring it there,
Yep. Yep.
and they'll guide you through the whole thing, which I thought was really, really cool. I
That's
didn't
cool.
get that treatment in California. It's like,
Yeah.
they kind of had the snooty attitude.
Right.
Just didn't really encourage me to get into
Yeah.
long guns then. But as always, it costs money, right? So
Yeah. Like everything else. Yep.
yeah. So
Well, Guro Ferd, man, it seems like we can talk forever, brother. I mean, I appreciate you coming on the show and sharing your experiences with us, and hopefully you guys saw the information about Guro Ferd. Look him up. You have the website information. I'll also put it down on the description of this video. So, I plan on training with him. You guys should plan on training with him. He's got the Zoom sessions on his website, and hit him up. He's a very skilled guy. And Guro Ferd, thank you so much. I truly appreciate you coming on the show, man.
Thanks.
I know, it seems like we flow pretty good together. Yeah, we could talk all night. We share the same interests and a little bit of the same background. So thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you again.
I'm not business class all the time. Yeah, this is how I am. Again, this is how people don't realize. It's like some watch my videos and they see that scowl and they think I'm serious, and then they meet me in person and he's like, "God, this guy's a clown." It's like,
yeah. Well, you seem like a pretty easygoing guy, man. Like I said, man, when all this COVID stuff is clear, I'd like to come and train with you,
likewise. When things kind of this whole pandemic thing kind of subsides, I'd love to come and visit your school in Chicago.
Yeah, you're welcome anytime, man. You can go to the academy. We could shoot guns, and we got all that kinds of stuff we could do.
I told Tuhon Jack the same thing. Last year we were planning to actually meet. I was gonna come to one of their seminars last summer, I think it was. Their COVID lockdown and everything, so traveling was kind of difficult. But I promised him that one of these days I will make my way over to upstate New York and meet him and his group and train with them. I think moving to Oregon has kind of opened up my ability to start traveling again. The only thing holding me back right now is the damn pandemic.
Right. No, yeah, and it'd be great too for me if I can find my way to meet, Tuhon Tim Waid. He's one of my must train with guys, so I'd like to meet him someday as well. But also Tuhon Jack Latoria, I'd love to work with him as well and
he's an awesome dude, man. I did not expect him to be that nice. He did, he did me a solid couple months ago. I'm not gonna get into it because I don't want to get all mushy about it. It's just kind of like unexpected, and I tell you, that guy's got my, it's got my loyalty for life.
Yeah. No, I think we need more of this, man, in martial arts. It's kind of my way of getting giving back a little bit, talk to everyone and showcase all of them, so hopefully I get to talk to Tuhon Jack and bring him on the show as well. So,
Yeah,
but
I appreciate that you're doing this show as well. I've been on a couple. Dean Franco is another one.
yep.
Been on, I've been on one episode that he did. Was it last year or so?
Mhm.
Angola, you know Angola?
I do. I trained with him a couple of times back in the day. Yeah, back in New York.
Yeah.
And
So yeah, I got invited to talk with him too. So yeah, I think we need more of this kind of dialogue versus the sometimes very kind of passive aggressive button,
keyboards.
keyboard mashing messages
Yeah,
on Facebook. That's why I'm not
yeah,
on Facebook a whole lot. I still post, but I don't
yeah,
really engage in conversation as much anymore.
yeah,
Because it's just it's just not very meaningful and becomes very confrontational quickly,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's not the well, I didn't want to be, I didn't want to get into an argument, what the heck?
yeah. Right.
I prefer, I prefer this kind
Yeah.
of interaction.
No, thank you so much. This interaction was one of my precious moments. This was wonderful. Thank you so much, guys. If you have not had an opportunity to subscribe to the channel, please do so, because I'm going to bring on all these awesome guys, Guro Ferd and all these other guys.
I'm subscribed.
Yeah. so thank you for coming, Guro Ferd. Thank you guys for watching. This is Coffee with Chief with Guro
Chief.
Ferd.
Thank you for
We'll
this.
talk to you guys later. All right. Combat
All right.
out.
Later. And we're off the air.